What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So I came across a clip, and hopefully I don't get any kind of strikes for this, but there has been some tea that has been spilled about the Michael B. Jordan situation and Marjorie Harvey and why they broke up. And everybody thought it was just because he wanted to get married and she didn't. But there's a little bit more to the story and details that were left out. So when I came across this, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta cover this, man, because this is a prime example of how women keep other women single. Check this out.
Don't give yourself to anybody that is not going to be your husband. If they love you, if they really care about you, they'll wait on you.
I could pick up on signs pretty quickly and then register it, digest it, and then go do what I gotta do. I got stories. Now I gotta figure out how to tell these stories without no names.
It appears that Michael B. Jordan has reached his breaking point with all the scandalous shenanigans that took place in the Harvey household during his time with Marjorie Harvey. The juicy details are about to be revealed, so get ready for some piping hot tea. Michael B. Jordan is finally speaking up about the oh-so-messy situation in the Harvey family. Brace yourselves, folks, because it appears that Marjorie Harvey is the one pulling all the strings and wielding ultimate control over everyone, including her own hubby, Steve. Shocked? Well, you shouldn't be. But let's rewind a bit and remind you of the juicy backstory. Yes, my friends, MBJ was once romantically involved with none other than Marjorie's daughter, the stunning Lori. Their love story, however, met a bitter end last year, leaving behind a trail of subliminal jabs and public shade. It all started with Lori posting a not-so-subtle message on social media that screamed, "Dump him," and Michael didn't hold back either. During his appearance on Saturday Night Live, he unleashed a massive shade bomb that was undeniably aimed at his former flame.
Presenting your musical guests for the evening, Drake and 21 Savage, performing a song off of one of the most relatable albums of all time, Her Loss.
The breakup drama between Lori and Michael took an unexpected twist when Lori's parents decided to insert themselves right into the center of the chaos. And let me tell you, that's when all hell broke loose. Once the floodgates were opened, people began unearthing a whole world of manipulation orchestrated by none other than Marjorie herself. It seems like she has been pulling the strings and manipulating everyone around her for ages. You see, Marjorie met Steve at a comedy club in Memphis in 1990, and Steve claimed it was love at first sight. They started dating and everything seemed peachy keen. But just a few weeks later, they called it quits and went their separate ways. And guess what? Steve let slip that Marjorie dumped him like yesterday's news because he was broke as a joke. Ouch. Talk about a wallet breaker. But here's where it gets scandalous, hun. Fast forward to 2005, when they found themselves back in each other's arms. Why, you ask? Well, hold on to your hats, because Steve had just hit the big time with his sitcom, The Steve Harvey Show. Suddenly, Marjorie saw dollar signs and decided to give him another shot. Can you blame her? Who wouldn't want a piece of that fame and fortune? But wait, there's more drama. At the time, Steve was fresh out of his second marriage to Mary Shackelford. And guess what, folks? Mary spilled the beans later on, claiming that Steve was a dirty cheater who had an affair with Marjorie while they were still married. Yikes! Well, Steve not only left his ex-wife Mary high and dry, but also took their son Winton with him. And brace yourselves for this, because according to Mary, Steve pulled a downright dirty move. He allegedly turned Winton against her, manipulated the court proceedings, and left her with absolutely nothing. Talk about a heartless maneuver. But rumor has it that Steve wasn't the mastermind behind this cruel manipulation. It was none other than Marjorie who orchestrated the entire scheme. She supposedly planned it all, cunningly convincing Steve to cut off his ex-wife completely. In fact, just recently, Mary called out Marjorie, exposing her manipulative tactics and claiming that Marjorie actively worked to sabotage Mary's relationship with Winton.
I just don't see how Marjorie, in particular, can call herself a mother to her own children and deliberately try to sabotage my relationship with my son.
Well, I think I'm starting to understand more and more why women cling on to what Steve Harvey says so much, is because he lets his woman control him in the relationship. And I agree with what his ex-wife said. How can you call yourself a mother, but then turn around and do everything to try to disconnect his ex-wife to her son? that skep is fuck. I'm sorry, but like that's inexcusable. Like, especially as much as women claim to have this sisterhood and be for one another and look out for single moms and all that crap. But because this woman is so greedy and she feels entitled to every penny that this man makes and halves, she's like, oh no, I'm not gonna share it with her. I'm like, so on top of the fact that you didn't want to get back with him until he hit big time in Hollywood, now you want to sit over here and make him cut off his ex-wife and his son from getting anything from him. So it sounds to me like she was just all about looking out for herself and her kids that aren't even his. But wait, it gets deeper, man. Check this out.
Marjorie's shady past didn't just stop at manipulating relationships and playing mind games. Oh no, there's more to this scandalous tale. Before Marjorie became Mrs. Harvey and rebranded herself, she had quite the checkered history. Before crossing paths with Steve, Marjorie had not one, but two previous marriages. Her first venture down the aisle was with none other than Jim Townsend, a notorious drug kingpin. Oh yes, she was knee-deep in her husband's illicit activities, or so the rumors claim. According to multiple sources, the FBI and DEA grew suspicious of Marjorie's involvement and launched investigations. They allegedly approached Jim, striking a deal: cooperate with them, or else Marjorie would face arrest due to substantial evidence against her. Well, guess what? Jim agreed to spill the beans and ended up being indicted for attempting to purchase a whopping 40 kilos of cocaine. He received a life sentence and spent 26 long years behind bars before being pardoned by President Obama in 2017. Now here's where it gets even more twisted, folks. While Jim was serving his sentence, Marjorie wasted no time. She divorced him 5 years later, and soon after, she set her sights on Darnell Woods, who just so happened to be Jim's cousin and a fellow drug dealer. But did that stop Marjorie? Not a chance. She went ahead and married Darnell in the early 2000s, welcoming 3 children into their tumultuous world: Jason, Morgan, and Lori. Now, this is where things get murky. Marjorie and Steve claimed they met in the late 90s, had a brief fling, and then reconnected in the year 2000. Sounds romantic, right? Well, it seems like both Marjorie and Steve were straying from their partners and cheating with each other. But let's fast forward a bit. Once Marjorie reconnected with Steve and saw his star on the rise, she wasted no time in dumping Darnell. And guess what? Shortly after their split, Darnell found himself in handcuffs, arrested, and reportedly still behind bars. Anyway,
You want to talk about monkey branching? Jesus Christ. This woman went from the kingpin drug lord to the cousin of the kingpin drug lord, brought kids into the world, and then as soon as she saw Steve Harvey, you know what I mean, she saw a chance to have a similar, if not better, lifestyle. But because Steve Harvey is legit, she dropped the cousin like a bad habit. Now, I don't blame a woman for wanting to get get their children and herself out of a situation, what they said, tumultuous. You know what I mean? You don't want to bring that kind of danger to yourself or your kids. I understand that. But damn, I mean, this is a prime example of the last video that I did the other day when I said women don't care about the man, it's about the lifestyle. Women don't marry the man, they marry the lifestyle. You can't make this up, bro. Marjorie is living proof, and she is very manipulative. Oh man, this is crazy, bro. Let's keep it moving.
Anyway, in a grand June ceremony, Steve and Marjorie tied the knot, and Steve took on the role of a loving stepfather to Marjorie's 3 children. Let's not forget, though, that Steve has his own brood, with twin daughters, Brandy and Carly, and a son named Broderick from his first marriage, along with another son named Winton from his second marriage to Mary. Nowadays, Steve and Marjorie love to dish out relationship advice and portray their blended family as a picture of harmony. However, whispers in the gossip mill suggest that all may not be as rosy as it seems behind closed doors. According to a source close to the Harveys, who spilled the beans to Radar Online, there's tension brewing within the family. Apparently, Marjorie is still fixated on pushing Lori into the limelight and desperately trying to find her a famous suitor. Meanwhile, her other children seem to be left in the shadows, receiving little attention or support. Talk about favoritism. The insider revealed that Marjorie holds the reins of power in the Harvey household, with Lori as her prime protege. It seems Marjorie is not just a master manipulator in relationships, but also an orchestrator of her daughter's romantic pursuits. But that's not all. Rumors have surfaced that the talented actor Michael B. Jordan had a gut feeling about Marjorie from the start. Apparently, he felt like no matter what he did for Lori, it was never enough. Trouble brewed as Marjorie reportedly meddled in their relationship, and even after their breakup, she seemingly threw shade at Michael by sharing a cryptic clip of actress Jennifer Lewis with a message believed to be directed at the actor himself.
You sit in too long, it stops smelling. Come the out of it.
But isn't it quite amusing how Marjorie conveniently avoided throwing shade at certain exes of Lori's? Take, for example, the rapper Future. Could it be because she knew Future wouldn't hold back and would expose Lori, while Michael B. Jordan would handle it with class and refrain from responding? Now you might be wondering why Marjorie didn't think MBJ was suitable for her daughter when he clearly surpasses Lori in terms of personal achievements. While nothing has been officially confirmed, rumors are circulating that Michael wanted to marry Lori and asked her to sign a prenup. And get this, Marjorie, who was allegedly against the idea of prenups, persuaded Lori to break things off with Michael and move on to the next one. As for Michael, it appears he was genuinely in love with Lori, and their breakup took a toll on him. Nonetheless, sources close to him revealed that, in hindsight, Michael believes he dodged a bullet. He never liked the extent of Marjorie's influence over Lori, and he firmly believes that if he had married Lori, Marjorie would have likely attempted to control his life as well. Meanwhile, fans are with him on this one and agree that indeed he dodged a bullet. That's crazy. I wouldn't even want someone like that around me, let alone in a relationship. Michael B. Jordan definitely dodged a bullet, one fan wrote. A second one added, MBJ Def dodged a bullet. Let's be real, Marjorie and her child appear to be using people who have means as stepping stones. How you go from one drug dealer for obviously money to his cousin, again to be kept. And then when Steve pops up, you dump that one for Steve. If Steve loses everything today, she will probably ghost. Glad he got out. Sometimes God removes people and we may get hurt in the process, but it's always your protection. A third fan added, and a fourth one went ahead to comment on Marjorie's scheming ways, writing, what's so crazy is he adopted her kids and two of them were grown at the time, like there was no need for that. Marjorie just want to be sure those kids/grandkids are in the will when it's that time. She's very crafty.
Michael B. Jordan definitely dodged a bullet on this one. And if y'all don't know, he actually started dating a European woman not too long after her. So before y'all going off in the comments talking about he need to get a passport, bro, he way ahead of y'all. And I actually covered that months ago as well. But the reason why I wanted to cover this in particular is because they left out that detail about him wanting to get a prenup. And I think the mom is what influenced Lori Harvey to say no, because she wanted to be able to have that leverage. She wanted to have that leverage in a relationship to where if any given time she wanted to, she can leave and take half of what Michael B. Jordan has made himself into. And what's so crazy is that you're already being protected by Steve Harvey's money. And I don't know if y'all remember, but they were on TV together one time, and she literally told Steve Harvey to her face that if you stop paying for everything, I will disown you. And this man had the nerve to adopt y'all, and two of y'all were grown. That wasn't even necessary. Meanwhile, y'all got him looking bad against kids that he had in other marriages, other relationships, and these kids don't even respect him, or they don't got any real respect for him because he's showing all his attention towards y'all, and y'all aren't even biologically his kids. And Marjorie is just flat out shiesty, for real. Clearly, I agree with everything those commenters said. Clearly, she is just using her daughter to make the same moves that she was making herself. But the problem is nowadays men are waking up to this thanks to channels like mine and other RP content, so that way you can avoid the fuckery. Michael B. Jordan, you definitely dodged the bullet, man. Salute to you, bro. Big fan of your acting, man, and I love a really majority, if not most of the movies you've been in. All right, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this, man. If y'all think this is true or not, or share your comments or whatever you think about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hitting that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm. It helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description and pinned in the comments, as well as the latest mixtape, The Genesis. And also, if you want to purchase the merch, spreadshop.com link is in the description as well. So until the next video, y'all, deuces.